Hi, I'm Jenna, and this is episode, woo! 27. 127. I was going to try to show you Lucy, but she wasn't having none of that. She ran off. She really doesn't like to be held a whole lot. So, if you are a new viewer, a big welcome and hello. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks for coming back. I was thinking maybe I'll edit that out, but to me it was too funny. Like, I'm petting her, I'm like, oh, good girl, and then, yeah, I start talking. She's in the window. So, knit along going on. We are halfway through July, so you still have plenty of time to knit your leaves of change. So we have prizes for that. One was donated by a viewer. It is a beautiful skein of Volmiza Twin, which is an 80-20 blend of wool and nylon, merino and nylon, in the Moses colorway. And then the wonderful gentleman of Leading Men Fiber Arts donated a skein of their Soliloquy, which is what I use to knit my sample out of, in the Lucky Charm colorway. Love this green. Oh, so pretty. So you have until the end of the month. Get those knitted. They're looking beautiful. I love them all so much. It makes me so happy to see them knitting up and that people are really enjoying the pattern because it's kind of my favorite one that I've done. So let's see. Finished object. I have a finished object. I'm so excited to finally have this off the needles. It is the little baby sweater. Ah! I love it. It is Bear Hugs, which was a kit I showed a few weeks ago. It is a wrap cardigan. It has these cute, it came as a whole kit. So you got the yarn, the pattern, the buttons. It was like 200 grams of, definitely a worsted weight. It's the 3 to 6 month size, which I'm like, as I'm knitting it, I'm like, it looks huge. But now I'm like, no, it looks 3 to 6 month size. So excited to have it done. Put up so you can see. Little baby sweater. Oh, so excited because the baby shower is this weekend. So had to get that done. And then that's the only thing I have finished this week. So I had enough left over to where I'm pretty sure I can get a baby hat out of the yarn. I mean, it was like 48 grams. But I started knitting it, and it was supposed to be a 0 to 3 month size, which I'm like, man, I really wanted a 3 to 6 to match the sweater. So, but I'm like, well, this yarn doesn't have a lot of stretch, so I won't add any, because it gave instructions to add it to make it bigger. This hat, I don't know, it looks huge to me. Like, I don't know if I should keep going, because I don't know, I'm like, this kid better have a huge, huge head to fit this. I mean, I know babies have bigger heads proportionally than people normally do, but this just, it looks huge when it's all flat. It just, I don't know what to do. I'm kind of at a loss. So I don't know that I'll finish that or not, so I don't know. I'm like, I want to use up the yarn because I don't know anything else that I will ever do with it. And it would be a nice addition to the gift because I didn't just make the sweater. I bought a little layette set and a toy. I found like these toys, these rattly things that my kids all love. They all had one. They loved them. I was like, oh, I got to get one of those because they're inexpensive. And then diapers because they're having like a diaper raffle. Like you bring in a pack of diapers and you have a ticket and I don't know what you win. I don't really care. But I'm like, oh yes, diapers because it's totally, totally practical. And then I am still working on my Harrow Smith. So I can show you what it's supposed to be. It's like a capelet. I am making the collared version, not the hood version. I don't really like hoods myself. So it is going slowly. It is taking for, I feel like I have been knitting forever on this. I've almost used all of the third skein. And it is just, I mean, it's bottom up. So it's definitely wider at the bottom than anywhere else. It is this beautiful, it's kind of like what I think of like a peacock blue. So it's not quite as blue as on the screen. It's like a tealy blue, but it's definitely more blue than teal. If that makes any sense to you. I'm trying to see if I hold it back, because sometimes the lighting, you know, I don't know. But it's so soft and it's so lovely. And I think once it's done, I'm really, really going to enjoy it. It's just, I thought this was going to be a quicker knit than what it is, but I guess when you cast on over 300 stitches, I should have known that it's not going to go fast. So it looks huge, like when I spread it out, but it's supposed to sit over your elbows. You gotta have elbow room, so you can act like a chicken. So, you know, it's supposed to be wide and roomy, and I just think in the fall, especially like when I take the dogs out and everything, it'll be so nice. So I am knitting it out of Cascade Yarns Cloud, which is 70% merino wool and 30% baby alpaca. And it is like a, I guess you'd say like a chain plied yarn. It's not just a regular ply. It looks like someone took a little crochet hook and chained all of these little yarns. Or actually not quite like a crochet chain. I scratch that. You know those little, I forget what they're called, like the little peg things. They're like wooden, or you can make plastic ones on. They have the pegs at the top, and you do that. It makes like an I-cord. It looks like that. It looks like more like I-cord than a crochet chain. My bad. So it's coming along. It's supposed to take 5 skeins. I do have 2 skeins left. Let's hope, fingers crossed, because my LYS only had 5 skeins. So I bought all that they had in this color. So if I run out and I don't get to finish, I do not know what I'm going to do. I mean, I will have to hunt around on Ravelry or order one online somewhere. But it's not going to be the same dye lot. So I don't know that the color is going to match. And I'm just like, oh, it just better be enough. The pattern I gauge swatched and got gauge, and it just better work. Because I'm kind of starting to panic because it doesn't feel like I have gotten very far. Then the other thing that I have to show you that I have been working on is a hitchhiker. I am working on this for the LYS. I think there's a couple hitchhikers in the shop, but I'm doing it for this new yarn that the shop just got in. It's so pretty. It's blues and greens. I think I have 20 teeth now, or I'm halfway through the 20th one, so 19 and a half. I cannot pronounce this yarn company's name ever right, let alone the thing. I would pronounce it Araucania. I don't know that that's proper because I've heard it pronounced like 10 different ways. I don't know. It's ukulele. I don't know. It's Ucayali. It is fine merino, alpaca, and silk blend, hand painted in Peru. It is a heavy lace weight. I wouldn't even call it a light fingering because it is 274 yards and 50 grams. So here's the tag, so you can see. You can try to know what I'm talking about. It's absolutely lovely. It is so soft to work with. It is feltable though. It's not a super wash. It's not quite as soft as some of like maybe the superwash fingerings and stuff you would use. But it's very nice, and it's knitting up lovely, lovely, lovely. So I do have some Yarny goodness to show, and it is alternate samples for the LYS. But I thought I would talk about it so you get to see it before it's knit up, because I'm kind of looking forward to using some of it. Sorry, I'm bending down. So the shop owner would like a sample of my Changing Leaves shawl. Or not changing, Leaves of Change. It's my pattern. I should be able to get the name right. So I got to pick, and I loved this green. It is such a beautiful like pea pod green. It's looking a little washed out. That might be better. So it is Heritage Yarn, or Cascade Yarns Heritage Silk. It is 75% superwash wool and 15%, or no, 85, sorry. The 8 is tucked under. 85% merino superwash wool, 15% mulberry silk. So excited. I love it. It's so soft. Oh, it feels so nice. And then, we got a new Mirasol yarn in, Hachito. It is 80% wool, 20% nylon in this purple color, which the shop owner's favorite color is purple. I have a piece of fuzz. So she always likes things in purple, which I'm like, okay. So this will be a Stephen West Herbivore. She already had the pattern and yarn picked out. And then lastly, I am knitting, it is Euro yarns, part of their Euro baby stuff. It's called Babe, and it is a soft cotton chunky. So it is 55% acrylic, 45% cotton, and I knit a Priscilla the Persnickety Pig out of a pink of this. And this is so soft. It's really nice. So I will be knitting a baby sweater out of that because she actually got in books that use this yarn. So I'm going to knit one of the patterns out of the book to help highlight the book. I do have something else yarny, but I will show it in a slice of life because it kind of goes along with my mugs, and I know not everyone's watching wants to hear about my mugs, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then I know you're skipping the slice of life. But I did pick up a new magazine, and I wanted to show it because it's really new on the newsstands. I check the newsstands every time I go into this one grocery store because they seem to get the knitting magazines in the soonest. And it is Creative Knitting, Autumn 2014. And, you know, when I buy magazines, unless it's even Vogue, I don't buy Vogue anymore because I just don't want to spend the money. But, I mean, I bought it because I found things in it that I liked, so I wanted to share it with you. Okay. Because there's always something in these magazines that makes me go, ooh. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't like drop stitches and stuff, but this just is a little much to me. It's drop stitches and cable. I like the color, but it just, I don't know. I'd be afraid to get snagged on everything. This one I love. It is Uncommon, there's no D at the end, Cabled Cardigan by Amy Gunderson. And I don't know if it's just because it's green, but I like the length on it. It's a little bit longer. I do love the color. I think it's knit out of a Deborah Norville yarn, which by all standards should be like, for the yardage and everything, it should be like a fingering yarn, but it's considered a worsted weight yarn because of the fuzz. But when they're saying 371 yards per 100 grams, that's a lot of yardage for 100 grams. But it is 75% acrylic, 25% alpaca, so I would never knit this sweater in that yarn because it's not something I would enjoy knitting with. But that's fine if you like it. Here, show it. The back. I really liked that sweater. And then I also really liked this one. It is the Alabaster Cardigan by Cheryl Beckerich. I really like this, although I do not like these things. The jewel things. They're just not me. They're just, I don't know, very rustic and masculine looking for my taste. I like things a little more simple. I don't want to say like dainty or feminine, but simple. I just don't like big and chunky like that. So I'm thinking I would like to do like a button or something other than that because I really don't, I'm not crazy for it. And surprisingly, I actually like it in this cream color. I don't normally would be considering to knit something in that color, only, not because I don't like it, but only because, I mean, when you have kids, things get dirty. So, super cute. I really liked that one. And then I also liked the Loftmore Cardigan by Tabitha Hendrick. The only thing I don't like about it is that it has a hood. So I might get creative and see if I can do it without one. But I really like the pattern of it. I like kind of like the collar vest, or the collar shawl. I'm going to hide the pattern here to show you the back. See, it has a hood. So there's plenty of other things in there. Those are just my favorite. There's a lot of really simple like Mobius cowls and scarves and little baby hats. So lots of simple stuff. So that's it for the knitting. I'm going to move on into A Slice Life because I see my battery's getting low because we have had computer problems and I didn't have a chance to charge my camera because it was on and off with the computer. My mugs. So at the end of last week, Thursday, my husband's truck broke down and he missed a day of work because we had to get it fixed and all that because he couldn't make it to work. It was a whole ordeal. So I was pretty frustrated. So come Friday when I went to the P.O. box and I got my mail, it was like exactly what I needed as a pick-me-up. So I got more mugs. So excited. So Tina, Blooming Knitter of the Knitting Blooms podcast and the Knitopia Retreat, sent me this really awesome Detroit mug. I love how it has the record and the music from Motown. It has a beer stein on it too with beer in it and hockey. So cool. It's so colorful and vibrant. I just love it. And then Joanna, who's Auntie Jo, sent, let's see, because I got cards too, sent a lovely card and a beautiful Calgary mug, which is so exciting because it is my first Canada mug. Because there's 11 different Canada mugs, but there's 2 different actual Canada, like this is just Canada on it ones, so technically there's 12. But, you know, I know that shipping from Canada is pricey, and I appreciate her taking the time to get one and then sending it all the way to the States. Not that, I guess, we're that far. I made the comment to my husband recently that, you know, Canada is just a ferry ride across the lake from us, and I've never been. I mean, living so close, but then he's like, well, let's go. I'm like, well, we need passports. And he's like, you don't need a passport to Canada. I'm like, you do now. And then I came home, and this was waiting for me, and I was blown away because I did not know this one was coming. So Pam, formerly known as Chic Therapy, she's now Pam from NOLA, sent me a New Orleans mug. And then my daughter and I were arguing. I was like, oh, look, there's little crawdads on it. My daughter's like, Mom, those are shrimp. I don't know. I guess I've always heard about all the crawdads in New Orleans, and I assumed they were crawdads, so I gotta show those too. So beautiful. Such a fun mug with the mask and the saxophone and everything. And so then, and she sent a lovely card too. Love the yarn on it. Oh, it goes this way. With a cute little message that no mug collection could be complete without a New Orleans mug. Then Amanda, she's Knit Psycho on Ravelry, and she's Hello Lovely on Instagram. I love that. Every time I see her post, I think, hello lovely. She's so lovely. So she sent a cute little card and some yarn that she said I could keep or give away, but my daughter is insisting that she needs something out of it, which is kind of funny because my daughter kind of got to the point where she's like, hand knits. We'll see. Anyway, she sent me San Francisco, which I love. This one's kind of like a statement one, right? Like you have all these beautiful blues and grays and then bam, the Golden Gate Bridge. And I love that it's red on the inside. So, like I said, just so exciting after kind of having a rough week. And then Monday, I got a call. I have my P.O. box at a very small post office, and I've become good friends with the postmaster there and the girl who delivers the mail in that area. And they love to see the mugs. And she called and she's like, you have a box. And I'm like, oh, really? It's probably mugs because I'm not expecting anything else. She's like, it's kind of rattling. And I'm like, so I got mugs from Susie B23, who is a lovely Suzanne, who wrote me a very lovely note. And she is so generous. I'm blown away because I got an Orange County mug. And then, I'm telling you, I'm blown away, people. Blown away. San Diego. And then, I mean, really, I opened up this box and I just couldn't believe it. But the one that kind of got broken is Los Angeles, and it is missing its handle. Its handle was in 4 pieces, which I told her, you know, it's fine. The mug itself, I won't use it, but I was like, oh, I can put notions in it, and it can sit on my cubbies, and it's beautiful. I love it. I love, like, little stars in the spotlight, and there's a little camera, like a director camera, film camera, but she insists that she wants to resend one, and I am so touched and so blown away by everybody's generosity. I mean, the fact that somebody would take the time to get the mug and send it to me, and most of them are gifts, and I'm speechless. Speechless. Because they're all so beautiful. I love the very kind of graphic art design type thing. It's so up my alley. And I'm not a collector. Like, I really don't collect things. So my husband found it was odd that I started collecting these mugs. But I think, I'm like, well, if I'm going to collect something, I want it to be useful. So I actually use these mugs. I've used every single one of them except the Los Angeles mug. Because I got to get something to kind of file down these edges. Because it is kind of sharp along the one part. But I'm like, if I'm going to actually have something, I'm going to use it. So they actually get kind of rotated on their shelf, so I use them all. And I'm just blown away. Someone has made cracks like, oh, do you have them all yet? And I'm like, not even close. Like a quarter of them. Still plenty out there to be had. There is one out there that I think is going to be the hardest one to get because it is the farthest away, which is the Netherlands. So, that's like one of the ones, like, if there's one I think I'll never get, that would be the one. There is one out there that I really want because it's my favorite place, and I'm not going to say what it is because I don't want someone to feel obligated to send it. And then the big question that I always get asked is, which one is my favorite? Like, do I have a favorite? And my favorite is the Ohio mug. And there's many reasons. It's because it's where I am. You know, they say you are here on the bottom, and that is where I am. And it was a gift from my husband for Mother's Day, and it started it all, right? Like, it is the mug that started it all, so it is my favorite for all of those reasons, but I love them all. There's not one of the other ones that I love more than the other because they all are from people who sent them out of generosity and love and generosity. And just blown away, people. Sorry if you're sick of hearing about mugs, but I have to show them and thank these people because I don't want anyone to ever think that I'm not thankful and grateful for it. So, thank you so much. Totally just made a really crappy end of my week just into a fabulous weekend and such. And, I am so sorry for anyone I have enabled to collect these things. Because everyone's like, now I want to collect them. And I'm like, your husband will probably give you this look. So, but hopefully this weekend will be a good weekend. I have the baby shower. I have a cousin who works at a hibachi grill. And I have never been to such a thing. I've heard of them. I mean, I know what it's all about. But I'm so excited, so it looks like, at this point, fingers crossed, we're going to go and do that this weekend, which will be really fun. So hopefully I'll have fun Instagram pictures. Hopefully nothing comes up. So, really excited. I'm down 2 pounds this week because I have busted butt. I stuck to my point. I tracked, you know, in Weight Watchers they say if you bite it, write it. Which I did. I got lots of exercise in. I'm feeling so motivated and so good. I found some new tennis shoes. They were my favorite tennis shoes that I feel fit my feet really good because I have wide feet in the ball of my foot with a thin heel and a high arch, and it's crazy. And So I got new shoes because I got a great deal and they just arrived this morning because my other ones are really starting to, they're all wore out. I mean, the treads on the bottom are wore. They're kind of broken out. They kind of feel big on me now. So it kind of helps keep me motivated because I'm going to do this. I'm going to stick to it. And I'm just feeling good. And I've been getting my water in. So 8 glasses a day, every day for the last 8 days. Awesome! I can do it. Feeling, like I said, I'm feeling really good about it, feeling really motivated, so excited. So, that's going to be it for me this week. Tried to make it quick, because a lot going on, and, hopefully I'll have more exciting things next week, knitting-wise, to show you. I hope to get something else done. I feel like all these big projects are kind of piling up, but, I'm Jenna, also known as RetroLemon. I am RetroLemon on Ravelry, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Fitbit, and Weight Watchers. And until now, until next week, if I can talk, I'll see you then. Bye.